Hey guys, welcome back to the channel this week. I'm Chuck and we are AlliChuck Adventures, and this week, as promised last week, I'm going to be installing a new dash cam system in our truck. And this was provided to us by the fine folks at Viofo. They sent this to us for us to try out and give our thoughts and opinions on and show how we install it. So this includes everything they sent us here, including the dual channel Wi-Fi dash cam, a circular polarizing lens filter, which will be nice to reduce the glare on the windshield, a wireless Bluetooth remote control, which is cool, and the hardwire kit. Now, my plan is to hardwire this into one of our uplifter switches. Since we've had this truck, that was one of the things we were kind of excited about, having some auxiliary switches in there, and we haven't used it for anything. So I'm thinking that I'm probably going to wire this to one of those switches. That way I can just, when we want to turn it on, flip the switch, turn it on. Oh, don't forget they sent us a 64 gigabyte SD card, micro SD card. So, all right, it's a beautiful day out. I'm going to get started and start installing this and just open up the package and see what all I have to do to get this unit installed in our truck. Okay, I guess I will start by unboxing the camera itself. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and unbox the camera and see what we got in here. Looks like some pretty nice packaging. Okay. All right, so this is the camera itself. So you can see the lens, USB, it's got a USB-C input, spot for the micro SD. All right, so there's the camera, some foam, read before installation. Okay, we got our user manual. I'll read through this in a minute off camera. We got extra, it looks like 3M strips. Not sure what this little black piece is yet, but I'm just going to kind of start pulling stuff out. Okay, so this is the rear camera. This will go in our rear windshield, I reckon. Okay. We have more wiring. And they actually give you a trim tool. That's cool. So I'll be able to go up underneath this trim and run the wiring. So it looks like a pretty decent little kit. Put everything back together here. I will go ahead and read through some of the directions and instructions off camera and figure out my plan of attack. All right, so I've read through the directions and I'm actually kind of leaning towards, at least at first, just going ahead and using the car charger for the power instead of running it into the uplifter or the upfitter switches, or whatever you call these switches up here. I call them uplifters. It might not be right, but the auxiliary switches. So I'm actually leaning a little towards using the car charger for it right now, and maybe once the weather cools down a little bit and we see how we like this, then I will go back and actually hardwire the thing in. But one of the reasons why I'm kind of leaning that way is because it has a parking mode where I guess it will record. It will go into parking mode on accessory. And if anybody tries to mess with your truck while you're not around, hopefully you catch them on camera. That's kind of a cool feature I wasn't expecting. So I'm just trying to figure out now where I'm going to place it, whether it says like the best location is maybe like right here. I'm thinking maybe more like right here. I want to see if I'm able to see the screen. I guess I can see the screen from over there. So I'll probably will put it up here. Now we'll put the power cable closer to here where I can run the power cable up under here and down through here and hopefully down and around. And I don't know, we're gonna see, but I'm gonna start working on it now and start getting her installed. One thing I did learn was on the back here where this 3M is, It also has a power supply coming into it, so I'm assuming that when it's up there, the power supply would come out of that and be more hidden rather than having it coming out of the side over here. I guess it's just different applications for different things, and yeah, we're just going to get started and see how hard this is to install. Okay, so I've got all the power ran up under the molding, and that was super easy. Actually, in some spots a little bit too easy because it keeps wanting to come back out, which is a little bit of a problem. There's more of a gap there than I need, so I have to figure that out. But maybe once I run the rear camera wire, it'll tighten that up and maybe everything will stay in there. But everything else looks great. I got just enough hanging out up here to plug it in, and so far this is it's been really simple so far, knock on wood. So now I guess I will run the wiring for the rear camera, and I'm thinking that's going to be fairly easy too, just running it underneath up here. It's a fairly thin wire. As you can see there, I've already got the wire ran, hanging down. I got a little extra there in case I need it. And right here, I've got the 2 wires ran in the front of the truck, the front windshield. Well, as far as running the wiring, that was about as easy as it could be. I was expecting a lot more difficulty, but the way our Ford is, it was very easy to run that wiring up underneath the headliner and the trim around the doorways and everything. So super simple. I'm ready to start mounting the cameras, and we're ready to, I think, power this thing on and test it out. And we're already ran here and plugged in. So right now I have the wire coming down the door jamb, running under the floor mat and up. If I like this situation, I may just go ahead and tuck it up under here and see if I can't just run it up under here and have it just come right out, plug right in. Nice and tidy, no wires to be seen. So heck, I just may go stick with this rather than trying to run the constant power. Okay, so now I guess I'm going to go ahead and mount the main camera, front camera, right up here, and then we'll plug in the back camera, mount the back camera in the back, put the let's see, I got the memory card here. I guess I'll go ahead and put the memory card in it now before I get it up there. What we may end up doing, we'll see how it goes, but we may end up putting the rear camera up front facing the cab somehow. That way we can record our conversations as we're driving and vlogging along. Okay, I had to go get a pair of tweezers to get the 3M tape started. All right, here we go. Okay. There it is. I hope that's where I wanted it, because it's stuck now. All right, let's go up front and check out how it's doing recording wise. Okay, after looking in the manual and reading, so this little button here looks like a Wi-Fi button. You can press that. It's kind of hard to see out here in the bright sunlight probably, but that is the rear view. I press it again, I get picture in picture with front being larger, rear being smaller. Now that switches it around to where the back is larger and the front is smaller, or I can go full front, full back, and then back around again. So I'm gonna let it record a little bit. I'm gonna do some testing, and also I'm gonna take the SD card inside and throw it in the computer and see what the footage looks like. Is this gonna be a good enough video quality to pick out a license plate if somebody were to do something stupid? The other features this Dashcam has is, if you see this little part on the back, that is actually a GPS module. So it's going to keep track of our location. You know, say there was an accident and you need to have insurance proof of where the accident happened and everything, that will come in good and handy. So far, it looks great, and the installation was super easy. I would say if I weren't filming this, I could have had this done in 20 to 30 minutes easy. And they do give you some extra 3M stickers and adhesives, I guess, if you know, something would fail with the adhesive where it's sticking to the windshield, which in this hot Florida sun, that's entirely possible. It also comes with this wireless Bluetooth remote, so I almost forgot about this. I got to test this out and try this now. All right, so I paired the remote control to the camera by just holding this button down for 3 seconds. Now it's paired. Now when I hit it,
Video protected.
it protects the video automatically. So I guess the purpose of that is if you're driving down the road and something happens and you need to protect the video really quickly, just hit that remote rather than taking your eyes off the road. So that's a nice little safety feature. Because this past summer we were coming home from Little Manatee River State Park, and as we were coming back home down I-75 on a Sunday evening, there was a van beside me and he decided he was going to change lanes right by my driver's side door. I thought at first he was just coming over the line a little bit, but he was not. He was coming completely over. I don't know if he was drunk or what. I don't know how he could miss us. We're a huge truck with a huge RV. So luckily I laid on the horn quickly and I hit the brakes and I had to scoot into the right-hand lane a little bit. And thank goodness there was nothing in the right-hand lane, because it could have been a horrifying wreck. We actually tried to get this guy's license plate number with our phones, but it was useless. We couldn't catch back up to him, and we were going to report him. So hopefully in the future something like that happens, maybe this will capture it and we can go back and look at the footage, you know, especially if somebody would actually hit us or cause an accident. Hopefully this would prove our innocence to the insurance company. So here's a little test footage that we shot after I installed it on a little drive facing into the sun, and I ended up going ahead and showing you the reverse camera here. It's a little hard to figure out what the license plate is on that truck in front of me though with my headlights on it. In the daylight I think it would be better. You can see the license plate pretty well to the car on the side. And this here is the parking mode, which it continues to record after you've parked your vehicle, which I didn't know until I started reading into it, and really a cool feature. Anybody tries to mess with the truck while we're not around, or if we have an incident like we had in the Keys where the guy hit the truck in the parking lot, hey, I've got video proof. That would have been really nice to have, having some video proof. When he was denying hitting the truck, I could have said, hey, let's look at the video. So I think that's going to wrap up the video for this week, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're interested in this Viofo, I think that's how you pronounce it, Viofo, but it's spelled V-I-O-F-O. If you're interested in picking up one of these dual cameras, I'll leave a link down below in the description where you can pick one up. And I want to thank the company again for reaching out to us and supplying us with this camera to test out and try out and give our reviews on. Just like our RV cover from a couple weeks ago and everything, we'll be giving updates on these as we go along with our camping trips. There's been a change of plans. There's a hurricane coming. We're not going to the Keys this week as we planned. So we're heading north. We're going to Georgia. That is, if the hurricane doesn't hit here and blow us all away beforehand. We'll see you guys at High Falls State Park in Georgia next week.